What's up, everyone? This is Press X to Start Podcast, Season 5, Episode 28. I'm sorry. Press X to Start Podcast is a audio and video podcast seeking to transform the video game media landscape through an underserved and protective point of view. Story of justice for the underrepresented programmers, developers, and consumers. I am your host, DJ, aka Sexy Bad Choices, aka Did you know Master P? I'm not sure. Sean, you might know where I'm going with this. Master P has his own wrestling league called House of Glory.
I don't listen to rap music.
Oh. And
so no, I heard of that, John.
Oh yeah, like that. I was just like, oh, okay. And then what blew me away is Stevie J and Little Scrappy are the current champions of this wrestling league.
Now, my question, if you know this wrestling league is
okay, I'm back.
If like this wrestling curated by rappers, are there like hip hop themed events like Battle of the Littles, like Little Bow Wow versus? Well, he's not Bow Wow or whatever his name was.
You asking a lot of questions and I have no answers for you.
I mean, they gotta just try harder. If that's not the case, they need to try harder.
Terrible. I am Sean MF Ross.
The MF stand for?
My bad, DJ, for fucking up your wall and spraying water everywhere, trying to mount your TV.
Hey, I
the
am,
MF is silent.
I am glad that you were the one to do it because you have the capability and tools to fix it. Because if that was me, I'd have been like, well, I'm guessing you're getting a new house now. So what happened was I had asked Sean for assistance in mounting our new TV. The TV that he had suggested that we get after I told you guys we get a new TV. Blah, blah, blah. So he was doing his thing, doing his construction thing. And he was drilling into a stud, but
what I thought was a stud.
Yeah, and it happened to be a water line, and like literally, like he finally got through, and water just.
It was the sprinkler system water line.
Yeah, so that just became a whole thing. But then, so after he fixed it last night, I noticed, there was still some leaking. Turns out there was a completely separate thing that was leaking, and this thing was leaking since we bought the house.
Oh, wow. Any damage? Yeah. Any molding and shit like that?
No, so
it's been dripping slow enough to where there is no mold, but
it's so they would evaporate.
And we were told that sound was just the pipes expanding and contracting or something like that, and we're just like, all right. Yeah. So thanks, Sean, for being here because this would have been a disaster.
How's that Yelp review looking?
Luckily, I don't have a business.
Right? Oh man. Hello. Yeah. Who else is here?
It's your boy Jordan, aka JXBot, aka the bantamweight champion.
Oh, excuse me.
And
sounds like Batman, by the way.
I'll just go with that. The bantamweight champion, UFC.
Okay. Oh, you got some more UFC stuff to talk
about
later. Yeah. Okay, okay. And then last up,
hi, my name is Avery.
What's up, Avery? If you're not watching this podcast, and you are obviously missing out because my man Avery is smoother than a baby's butt right now.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why we have to draw attention to that. I'm just trying to live my life, and you just put me on the spot like this.
DJ, he was just trying to get away with it.
Podcaster formerly known as Avery.
I can go myself Harold if that's what you want. Hi, my name is Harold Williams.
Harold.
Oh man. With that being said, that is who we have for this cast, and let's get into what Oh, actually,
Doing
let's do some
backwards.
housekeeping. Yeah, we're also gonna do this backwards, but let's do some housekeeping first. Um, I say it again, say it all the time. We have this Palestine charity drive, so make sure you go to pressx2start.com/Palestine, donate because that's a good thing to do. Um, we don't have any real rambles available, so what you can do is go to our YouTube channel and see what we have there because we have something special just for you. It's all of our content in video. Now, with that being said, normally we jump into what we've been playing, but today we're going to do like what we did last podcast. We're going to go straight to the heavy hitters because Activision continues to fuck it up. All right. Um, I can just do this. Okay,
Mhm.
so heavy hitter number one, DJ, take it away. I think that's what I do. Yeah, no, that's for quick hits. Whatever. Number one, this comes from CNN Business. Activision Blizzard employees signed petition denouncing company's abhorrent response to lawsuit. So if you remember, the big wigs at Activision said, they're listening and you can come and talk to us, and we'll figure out ways and X, Y, and Z. But of course, that's usually a thing that they do to keep all this stuff in house versus it
Yeah.
leaking and becoming a bigger issue. So basically, the petition, which was circulated Monday, I guess last Monday, if you hear this, criticized the company's statements following a lawsuit filed last week by California Department of Fair Employment and Housing, which alleged that multiple female employees were subjected to gender discrimination, sexual harassment, and unequal pay. The complaint also alleges that the company's executives and human resource personnel knew of the harassment and failed to take responsibility. Failed to take reasonable steps to prevent the unlawful conduct, and instead retaliated against women who complained.
Damn, son.
So yeah, so like it's toxic from the top, and it just kind of filters down where people become enablers or just complicit to the crap that happens. In terms of what to talk about, it again, this is just all crap. We're only going to see real change if the people who are a problem and the people around them are removed from the company and not just quote unquote trained to be better.
Mhm.
I think that's what people are expecting, and that's what people want
Well, I
because
think people can change, but you have to want to change. You have to actually have a come to Jesus moment.
that's true.
Well,
That's. But you gonna say something, Joy?
the HR departments across all organizations, be it public or private, have responsibility for the safety of their employees, of the employees, not just benefits, not just after work, after employment type services. During the work that they do, they have to feel safe, either physically, mentally, or emotionally nowadays. And this kind of goes into the DEI conversation, diversity, equity, and inclusion. These companies have, or at least a company of Activision size, would have the ability to train up their HR department to deliver training courses on how to teach people not to be sexual predators. Because sometimes it's literally that. Like sometimes some people just don't know. Like people are going into these jobs not knowing things that you'd imagine.
Hey, that's some creepy shit. Don't say that.
Yeah, like they
Right.
just don't know, and if it's not a part of the onboarding portion, then this is where you end up. And there's nothing wrong about what Sean said. Like people can learn, but for the time being, there needs to be clear repercussions to send the message to other employees that we're not going to stand for this. So yeah, I mean HR. This Activision is a $1 billion company with a shitty HR, which is very embarrassing.
A word to
Yeah.
our listeners and viewers. If you are part of the HR industry and you are doing a sexual harassment training and someone in your class or whatever is
You're
taking
fired.
notes, like diligently taking notes, watch that person. Watch that person.
If someone goes to your HR class and they still do it, we got to evaluate the HR people too. I'm like, or at least their content, or either if they're even doing it.
Yeah. Okay, so real quick, there was another thing that was released more statement. We're not going to go into it fully because it could be slightly triggering, but
Mhm.
essentially there was an incident with one of the Activision or Blizzard people where there was this lady who had a shirt that said penetration because she was a part of a firm that tests
IT security,
IT security,
cyber security.
right. And someone made the crude joke about penetration and her being a woman, and it was just horrible. And of course,
At a job fair, that boy is wild.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a viable offense.
yes, yeah. And
You know.
it's at a job fair, so there's plenty of people who probably heard that and did nothing. So
Right.
terrible.
Complicit the environment. He felt comfortable doing it, so it's like when you create that culture.
Yep.
I mean, like it's the managers, it's the supervisors. It's not just the entry level individuals like out on these floors. It is like top down toxicity, which is a purging needs to occur within an organization. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. That's absolutely what it is. Like it's just filth from the top and the sides, and you get infected. Number two, this comes from Kotaku, aka Kotako. What up, Cam? Some gaming websites.
Wow.
Oh yeah, he still does it. Some gaming websites, YouTube channel, and some gaming websites, YouTube channels hold coverage of Activision Blizzard games, which they should. So, following trouble allegations regarding the work environments at Ubisoft and Activision Blizzard, several gaming outlets have opted to halt coverage of any game released by the mega publishers. On Friday, Prima Games, best known for producing comprehensive strategy guides and walkthrough for games big and small, indefinitely suspended coverage of game published
It
by
still exists?
games published by.
I know, right?
Yeah, apparently, yeah. So they're not going to cover games published by Ubisoft or Activision Blizzard. In a statement from Prima Games staff, what this means is that all past coverage of properties of these companies published on our site prior to the statement being made, including our games, will remain, but no new coverage will be written until these companies do more to enact meaningful change. So this is a ripple effect.
This could be like what DLCs related to the Assassin's Creed games. This could be Far Cry coming out.
Right.
Yeah, there's still content out there I imagine they provide services for as a third party.
Yeah, and you got to imagine too, like this is also, I'm pretty sure this is projects they're working on right now. Currently, they're stopping, and they're just not going to put it out.
Well, it depends. If in regards to if my understanding of this stuff works, unless they have a prior business relationship with both the companies, Activision and Ubisoft, then that would be the only way they would get pre-code before the game comes out to start doing any of the content that they're working on. Odds are that they're not. So this is one of those interesting conversations when like you get to bigger outlets like Prima, where what is their business relationship with these organizations? If they don't have a prior business relationship with this organization, then it's super easy. We don't have to cover you. It's water off our back. But
Right.
if they do have a business relationship, that is a more interesting conversation right there. That is a conversation of we actively do not want to, as a capitalist business, do not want to support you in your endeavors right now.
Right. Video listeners, the video is a little messed up. Jordan, there we go. Okay, cool. Oh, Jordan, I think you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. But yeah, you're right, Avery. Like, yeah, it will be interesting to see what is put out. I mean, it's kind of it will be interesting to see what Prima Games put out, but me personally, I also just don't go to Prima for stuff, so I wouldn't even.
Well,
wouldn't even know.
This is one of those things, and this is going to seem a little bit not off base, but a little crass. Is that no, I'm not. No, it's one of those things. I'm very interested in what Prima's current market share in an era where game facts is the thing, and every organization in the world now does game help in some shape or form, and then physical books are no longer a thing that people care about anymore. Like I live in a vicinity of Laurel, and there used to be a Books a Million in that shopping complex. It's gone now, which is telling you more and more how less and less physical media books that's coming out. I'm sure that they pivoted to and this is just me going off the top of the head, pivoted to a digital marketplace where they now just all their work goes on like a database online that they can show off to people. But like,
Yeah.
we're already in an age where game help isn't as helpful as you want it to be. Like
They also like YouTube walkthroughs,
Yeah, everybody's doing.
Yeah.
the game
Like,
YouTube channels.
Oftentimes, it's just like you want to just do a Control F, find what word to take you directly where you're going, versus like scrolling through page after page to get to the thing that you need. Yeah.
Yeah, from what it looks like, Prima has become sort of a mini IGN.
Yeah. I just jumped on their website. Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah. And this is having ripple effects just across all the major platforms in terms of what they want to do going forward, how they want to talk about Activision Blizzard, even Ubisoft, and just what content do they show. Because I think I'm not sure if we had a conversation
We did
on or off air,
we did
but about the whole like streaming thing.
Yeah, we did.
We did?
Okay. Yeah, my thing was if these games are your
Bread and butter.
your bread and butter, they're your income, then it's unfair for me to expect you to just give up cold turkey and then still live your life and support this cause. All I ask is that while you're doing this thing, to just make sure people are aware, hey, this is a thing going on, and that you also be aware of.
Point people towards those nonprofits that can help address this issue.
Yeah.
Like, hey, donate to this shelter over here or this woman's space.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense, and that's pretty much the best you can do while still maintaining your cash flow, essentially.
Yeah.
Or say a portion of the subs, or the stars given will go to this charity
or something.
Because one of those things where like I've paid more and more attention to streaming as a culture. Literally 1 week of just not streaming your quote unquote main game will pretty much destroy your channel.
Damn.
Yeah. So this is like, he's too big.
I know. We hate him. We hate Ninja. We don't like that
Why?
I'm fine with him.
No. He uses the N-word at times. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm joking. I'm going to go.
I have issues with Ninja that don't translate to his awkward use of the N-word on stream. But I get what you're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Activision, do better. Ubisoft, do better. Blizzard, do better. It's one of those things where
do better. Seriously though, for real though, that's a fine thing to say compared to where we were 7 years ago. That's during Gamergate. Yeah, move the fucking inch. Get out of my face with that. Get out of here. Nope. Didn't happen. Yeah, I moved an inch since then.
Unfortunately. All right. Well, we'll move on. Well, before we move on, we have a word from our sponsors, which is us. Press X is our TV, which is our YouTube channel. Make sure you go there and watch our videos. Have fun, laugh, joke, and comment, and then like and share and subscribe. And what else can you do? Go outside and help someone.
You can do a nice thing. You can smash that bell.
Smash that. Yes, that's
notifications.
Do. Yes.
Subscribe. Smash the like button.
So, with that being said, church bells sponsor us, and we're back. Now it is time for the quick hits. Number 1. This comes from IGN. Horizon Forbidden West delayed to 2022, according to new reports.
Next year is about to be fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of bangers. A lot of bangers.
And I think it was Jim Ryan who was talking to IGN or someone, and he was making it clear that Horizon may or may not make it was Herman Holtz. Herman Holtz. Okay, yeah. So yeah, he made it clear that Horizon may or may not come out this year, and they're really trying to protect the mental health of the employees, and they don't want to really crunch to get this game out if it doesn't need to be, and they decided next year. So good on him. We'll see it next year when it's in a better position, obviously, than it is right now or would be this fall. So there's that. Number 2, this comes from Eurogamer. Kenna Bridge Spirits is also following suit, and it will be releasing in September instead of August. So this actually works for me because this was going to launch, I think, 4 days after the God of War, the Ghost of Tsushima expansion.
Yeah.
So this gives me plenty of time to play this game or play that game, and then later on I can play this, and then after that I can play Riders Republic, and then
Trash.
after that I can play more Gundam.
Anyway,
Anyways, number 3 this comes from Polygon. Call of Duty, The Last of Us, and PlayStation veterans form a new independent AAA studio. This is good on them. Although I'm pretty sure they're kind of looking at the Infinity War people kind of sideways a little bit. Just
yeah, we'll see how
you
this
guys-
goes because apparently all the good people left Infinity Ward and made Respawn. So we'll see how this works out.
That's also a solid point. So, a team of veteran game developers who previously worked on a variety of worked at a variety of companies, including Infinity Ward and Naughty Dog, announced the creation of That's No Moon. Jordan, do you know where That's No Moon is from?
No.
Star
It's a
Wars.
Star Wars. Oh, okay. Avery got it. Star
Yeah.
Wars reference.
I upset
I-
DJ this morning when I said all I had ever watched was The Phantom Menace and
Yeah.
The Force Awakens.
A little upset by that. Just only a little. I generally have fun. I generally only have fun with one of those movies. I'm not going to say which.
I'm gonna guess Phantom Menace.
Oh yeah, I enjoy Phantom Menace more than I enjoy Force Awakens.
Wow.
Well-
Phantom. This is my brief. This is a podcast. In the podcast, I get a brief rant about Star Wars. Regardless of the quality of that movie, it has Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he's fucking fantastic. Darth Maul is sick as shit, and Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon Jinn is one of my favorite Star Wars characters of all time. So like, there's enough in that movie that I can like, that I can ignore the parts of it that I don't like. I find Force Awakens kind of boring. Moving on. Continue, DJ.
I will hold my tongue. But everyone is entitled in this country to believe in whatever religion they choose to believe in. That's all I'm going to
Press X
say.
to start a Star Wars podcast. Listeners, you've unlocked the side quest.
No, there's nothing not wrong with what Avery said. I mean, I somewhat hold some of the same sentiments.
Okay. Well, That's No Moon is partnering with Smilegate, the studio behind the multiplayer Crossfire franchise, which is very interesting.
It won't be as cool as that Crossfire, unfortunately.
Nah.
Oh, that'd be cool. They need to make a game out of that.
Do it.
Which provided $100 million for its startup and
Yeah, that's
first
crazy, yo.
project. So yeah, we'll see
That
something
sounds
from
like they're
that
gonna
in
monetize
2
the
years.
fuck out of this game. They need that money back ASAP.
Yeah, it might be a thing that happens.
Horse armor all around.
All right, number 4. This comes from Tweakdown. I love that name. Billion-dollar monetization giant EA shifts towards single-player games.
Unbelievable.
EA's Right, yeah. EA's new change of heart was originally sparked by Jedi Fallen Order success, and its tumultuous Star Wars games release slate is the clearest example of the business shift. Sadly, this paradigm shift wasn't enough to save the original Star Wars project. EA has canceled a number of Star Wars games before Jedi Fallen Order, namely Visceral's games and ambitious Project Ragtag, a perspective-shifting bounty hunter game described as Uncharted meets Star Wars. So,
Yeah, because of like shifts like this is why Disney is having like that Lucas Interactive, the restarted gaming studio under Lucas Interactive, so they can have like other publishers and not have all their shit in EA's bucket, which was kind of how it was at the beginning. Because they're like, oh, DICE knows how to make shooters. Here's Battlefront. You know what I mean? And I don't know if they had any type of education on what Respawn was before Jedi Fallen Order, but they were not a third-person action-adventure developer.
And it shows.
And it's like, They're just trying to make sure they have a diversified, portfolio of publishers. At least Disney is. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I truly love Jedi Fallen Order. They're saying they want to make a Fallen Order too, and we'll see what other third, story-based Star Wars games can occur. But some can be in first person too. They'll have to be in third person.
I will say, although I left Jedi Fallen Order not in a great place, I think with them, if they are able to make a sequel, I would be more inclined to try that because I think they were on to something. Me personally, there was a couple of things gameplay wise I just didn't jive with. And I think if they make tweaks and whatever improvements that games normally make, I'd probably enjoy a sequel.
I remember during the development of it, the studio head of Respawn was like, "Yeah, nothing to do with this. They weren't even in the room." Just separating himself from EA. He's like, "Nope, they didn't touch it."
Oh my gosh! All right, number 5. This comes from DualShockers. Sources: Battlefield 2042 Season Pass content will be the most extensive in series history. So, an insider claims season. Okay. An insider claims each season. So, season 1 is specialist season. No wait. Oh, this is a list. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. In this new season, there will be more specialists to get. There'll be new maps. There'll be portal maps. I don't even. What is that?
Remember the Portal game?
Oh,
The older maps,
gotcha.
redone, remastered.
Gotcha. And then a Hazard Zone update, which is supposed to be story-driven content. 6 to 8 new weapons for each mode. 2 to 3 new vehicles for each mode, and 100 season tiers will be added.
That's a little too much.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of weapon balancing and stuff.
Well, like these tiers, these season tiers, they're probably going what skins, weapon skins for your little dash thing, your little profile picture.
It's like a battle pass, right? It's just
exactly.
Okay. All right. So apart from the confirmation that a season pass will last roughly 3 months, and one new specialist coming to the game per season, DICE hasn't commented on any further details with its post-launch content. So wait, Battlefield has specialists?
I mean, this new one's going to have specialists.
Yes, kind of. If you remember, Jordan, you remember in Battlefield 4, like a specialist just not like Call of Duty, but a specialist probably is like a mechanic or something, and you had certain tools available to you, or you're a sniper.
Unique to that class.
Infantryman. So call it a class.
Like a class. Gotcha.
Granted, we don't know if they're going to switch it up for this Battlefield. So
they're saying that the wingsuit mechanic may be assigned to one particular specialist class, the same way the grappling hook will be. So, it's not going to be so much, this one can drop medic kits, this one can drop ammo. They're going to have, this weird verticality assignment to these classes.
All right, cool. I will most likely be trying this out, especially with the Activision, being crap. Number 6, this comes from comicbook.com. Abandoned teaser leaves Metal Gear Solid fans with questions. All right, so they literally was like, "Oh no, we're sorry for this. We're working hard on this game. We promise it has nothing to do with Metal Gear." And then they put this out.
Wasn't Metal Gear. They specifically said we had nothing to do with Kojima or Silent Hill or Konami.
So developer Blue Box Game Studio shares another teaser for its upcoming PS5 game on Tuesday to hype the game's app that's releasing next month. Obscured in the background of the image, however, is a character wearing an eye patch that has Metal Gear Solid fans asking questions. Many people had convinced themselves that this new game was not only a Kojima project, but was actually a new Silent Hill game being teased under a different title. The developer's statement that it has no association with Hideo Kojima did little to dissuade those sorts of theories.
Are they sure it wasn't Fetty Wap or that dude from Immature?
No, this country for the last few, not a few months, but probably half a year, has been dealing with various types of conspiracy theory, be it aliens, be it conspiracy theory associated with coronavirus. I dug a little deeper into this Kojima sect within Twitter. fucking committed, man. Like we're talking deep holes here. I'm like, damn. All because of blur image. All right,
It is.
you're a good storyteller, my guy.
It's one of those things where it's just like this just has to be a Metal Gear game of some sort. This has to be a Konami partnership that they're just holding off because you can't pull yourself out of the hole and then just dive deeper into the hole because when this game comes out, if it's not what people are saying is at this point, no one's going to support this game. You know what? I think here's a conspiracy theory. I think CD Projekt Red is actually supporting this title because they are trying to do anything they can to have something replace everyone's annoyance and pain with Cyberpunk. So that's what I think this is. Boom.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
You gonna say something, Avery?
No, I'm sorry.
Shut up. All right, number 7. This comes from The Verge. Halo Infinite's first multiplayer beta begins on July 29th. Beta will run until Sunday, August. Oh, that's today.
hey, so basically this week.
Offering a short chance for those invited to test Halo Infinite's multiplayer aspects. It's the first of many technical previews for Halo Infinite as Microsoft prepares to launch the free multiplayer game mode later this year. So earlier this week, I believe they released about 9 to 10 minutes of like multiplayer footage from, at least from what I saw, was like a Halo professional person.
The developer, well, it was like a developer walkthrough.
It wasn't a walk.
It wasn't a developer one.
At least what I saw was more so like a person who's good at Halo playing Halo. Like
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm at a weird place because I used to enjoy Halo. Yeah, I used to enjoy Halo. I thought it was a really good game, but watching this, it kind of feels like I get all the nostalgic pangs of, oh, this is Halo. Yeah, I remember this. I remember that. But in the context of games like Apex, Call of Duty, this fall will be Battlefield. There's another first person shooter in there. I just don't remember.
I think Crossfire is still slated, but we'll see if that comes out.
Okay. Yeah, but it's the same but different because it is very it's fantasy, but it's also like sci-fi military stuff or whatever. And it felt kind of like a little slower than.
So what you're saying is it's Halo, but its combat didn't evolve.
Big brain over there. Oh my god.
Open up your third eye, my brother.
All right, I guess I will open my.
Not your third leg, nigga.
Press X unfiltered. All right, yeah. So yeah, again, it's gonna be free. So when it drops, people will be on it just for the fact that it's Game Pass free and it's a thing to do.
Yeah, I just truly wonder, like it's to your point, like how its identity is still retained because people still want to have like the original trilogy. But I remind folks that Halo 3 came out literally the same fall as Call of Duty 4. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare really pushed things. And then in Halo Reach was the first time they introduced sprinting in that game. And it's been sprinting in these games ever since. So trying to find like a good balance of the original zest of the Halo trilogy while still making your own way after the success of Bungie, that's what 343 was tasked with.
That's a good point. Yeah.
There is I watched 2 videos. I watched a pro Halo player play the flight, which was interesting and kind of boring because like it was just bots, so I didn't really find it that much interesting. And then I watched.
He was fighting bots. I think we're watching the same thing.
All of them are fighting bots.
All of them are fighting bots. There's no actual PvP. Everyone was just playing bots.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And then I watched some like sort of technical breakdowns after the fact from like sort of like Halo enthusiasts. And I think the most, in regards to what you were saying about how it looked and how you felt about it, I'm like, for me, I watched it and I'm like, this is Halo. And I think personally, to Sean's point as well, the evolution of Halo was Destiny. And I find Destiny's gameplay to be near perfect.
Oh
And-
yes.
And then, so watching Halo still adhere to because it needs to adhere to the tenets of what Halo is and not really change much.
It can't alienate.
Yeah.
Isn't that very interesting? And then what I found also a very interesting choice. I'm just like, wow, there is a sprint function in this game, but you literally move only like 2% faster than you are walking.
Yeah, like to Avery's point, I was under the impression that there wasn't sprinting in the game. So like the small bursts I saw, and Halo 5, it had. I mean, like it feels a little bit slower than Halo 5, but I will say Halo 5 was way clunkier. Is the best I can put it.
Okay.
I feel like you feel like you're playing a mech. So I mean, hopefully they address that clunkiness and try to find like that, weird mix of. Oh, this is like the original slow Halo versus the fast Halo, plus the clambering, which is another mechanic, the clambering over things. That was a big, gameplay implementation back in 5, and they're trying to impress the world right now, and that's a fun that is a huge task.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Speaking of impressing the world, number 8. This comes from Kotaku. PS5 Store's expansion update is more complicated than it needs to be.
That's not the segue. That's not the impressive segue.
Yeah, it's kind of sucky, but people need to keep in mind this is the beta. I would hope they would simplify things.
Well, no. There are two aspects of this that are complicated. It's the idea that not all cards are going to SD expansion cards are going to be made equal, so you need to get a heatsink as well. And then there's the actual, hey, you need to take apart your PS5 to install this into it, which is going to be a larger task.
Well, wait, what? But Sony did show us at the beginning of last year how to install the SSD, and
this is no different than doing it with the PS3 or the PS4, though.
Yeah,
all you need is an engineering degree and
compared to
Amazon.
compared to the direct competitor, I mean, like it is a more complicated process.
Absolutely.
Xbox partnered with Seagate to make a card specifically for their series consoles, but PlayStation didn't do that. Like PlayStation, I mean, like
they specifically didn't do that in order for there to be, from what I can gather, more competition around the cards.
That is true. That is true.
I can fundamentally get a cheaper card for my PS5 than I would be able to get for my quote unquote for my Xbox at the exact same price.
Well,
because it's proprietary, so it's pros and cons to both.
The ones that are being marketed by in terms of the confirmed compatible, the Western Digitals and the Seagates, even the 500 gig version is more expensive than the 1 terabyte provided by Xbox for the time being. Like, don't worry, situationally, we would be locked to whatever pricing that Microsoft does have going forward. But for the time being, whatever that 800 MSS, whatever version of these SSDs you need to run PS5 games off of the card. Though even the 500 gigabyte versions of the Western Digitals and Seagates are more than the 1 terabyte version of the Xbox Series X for now. Could change. Right. But for now, the list that they're providing us is, and also PlayStation saying, if you break your shit, don't send it to us.
Good luck. That's why we put delete buttons on all of our games.
We'll sell 10 million more.
Put your shit. Get your shit to Micro Center. They'll look at it for you.
PlayStation's like, here, do this. Oh, is it difficult? Buy another console. How about that?
Take your shit to Pandora's Cube.
Wow.
DMV reference.
Take it to the Geek Squad at Best Buy.
They steal it. Still go back to you. Oh shit!
So here's a PS5. This is a PS3
attached to a PS2,
right? With white paint on it. What the hell is it? All right.
White on?
Number 9. This comes from comicbook.com. Dragon Age Netflix TV series reportedly in development.
Oh.
I wonder if it's going to come out before the actual game. The report comes away from giant freaking robot.
Well, shit, Castlevania came out before a new edition of Castlevania video game. So yeah,
You're not wrong.
I think the difference between that is they haven't been making Castlevania games, and like
Yeah.
EA and BioWare are committed to making another Dragon Age game. They teased it like 2 Game Awards ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they
did.
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So the report comes away from giant freaking robot. Love that name. And unfortunately, it's light on details, but it claims the series will be based on the first game, at least loosely and at first. I don't even know what that.
Like maybe the first 2-3 out of 7 episodes they published for that season are is like events taking place or in characters from the first Dragon Age games. Or factions or places or whatever. I don't know. Like, hey, here's this Stony or whatever the fuck they were in Dragon Age.
We'll see.
Then they leave it and never come back.
We'll see what it looks like when The Rock is the main character.
You can
Anyway,
only wish.
Number 10. This comes from The Verge. Netflix again is reportedly developing a live-action Pokemon series. I am all for this one. The network is in early development on a live-action Pokemon series, according to Variety. With
I couldn't even
Lucifer.
Oh, my bad. No, keep going, DJ. Finish.
With the Lucifer showrunner and executive producer Joe Henderson attached to shepherd the project to a screen near you. For Netflix, a Pokemon show is just another step towards what it sees as its partly game-driven future. I'm actually excited for this, and I'm actually really excited this because it has a Lucifer showrunner, and I love Lucifer. Show. Take that out of context.
I have never gotten past the first 30 minutes of the Pokemon movie. Detective Pikachu. That's what it was. It just lost my concentration. I mean, I saw them in the field fighting some Pokemon. I'm like, that it was cool in concept, but I just couldn't get through it.
I'm not interested in this, and I don't think it's going to be good for 2 reasons.
Stop it! Start a production. Go.
No, like whatever. People like. I was torn when they announced Detective Pikachu. Mm-hmm. I was very torn on its look. I'm of the mind you either go and make the Pokemon look like their design from the games, or you go completely realistic. They went somewhere in the middle, and for me, most of them look super weird and super just like
fucking horror food. Horror.
Yeah, the Uncanny Valley is real, and then you add Netflix's budget. This isn't HBO where they're willing to give $100 million for like an episode or some bullshit. This is like
for The Last of Us.
This is like you're gonna get maybe a Pokemon or 2 an episode. Anything else is gonna look really bad. And then like what type if this isn't an adaptation of the narrative of the games, I'm like, I don't give a shit about the day in the life of people in the Pokemon world. If I want to watch that, I'll watch the fucking anime, dude. Like, come on now.
I am excited for this because I don't know, because there's so many directions they can go. They could go the Detective Pikachu route where it's just kind of there's a story in the world and there's Pokemon in the world. They can go the Pokemon route where there is a main character. He's collecting Pokemon for slavery and he's using them to become the champion. Like I'm kind of leaning towards slavery.
The guy that led Team Rocket. He had a name, right? Like Mr.
Giovanni.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we can have it.
He's called Giovanni because he's an Italian mob boss, so Giovanni. And then Geo is, I want to say, Latin for Earth. So he also was the Earth type, the ground type gym.
Yeah.
Pokemon guys.
We can. They could do a show of that, and it would just be similar to like fucking. Not Breaking Bad, more like Better Call Saul, maybe. But with Pokemon.
You don't know your audience then if you're doing that.
Damn right.
Anyways, that is the games we are. No, that's not the games we've been playing. Shit. All right. That's what the quick hits are. We're gonna actually talk about the games we've been playing. So let's talk about the games we've been playing. Sean, what you been playing?
I've been playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4 because that was the one of the free games this month, and man, I really don't remember it being this fucking fast.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if everybody's cheating or I'm just trash at the game now. I'm really confused.
I was like, is everyone always this fast? Is it just me?
It's just, there's always a UAV up. I feel like I'm the only person ever using a rocket launcher to take out air support. Just it's just
Like, look
rough.
at that noob taking out the UAV. Just
Yeah,
run.
I deleted it already.
Oh, really?
But I feel like none of my content transferred over from when I bought the game originally. So I'm wondering if
Did you retain your progress in terms of your ranking?
like only some of it was unlocked. It's really strange.
That is strange.
They changed the splash screen when you first load up. Like a lot of things are different in this game. I don't remember, but whatever. Um, I also have been playing the Google Doodle Champion Island Games, which is they created this in in concert in parallel with the Olympics.
Right.
And they made a whole ass Japanese RPG.
I heard about this. Yeah.
With like 7 different mini games that you could play. I got through about 5 of them. And they have
Okay.
little mini quests too as well. You know, you're bringing people keys and bottles and lava, and you got to melt snowballs to get here and there. You play this cat called Lucky, and I don't know. It reminds me of some 16-bit games. You know, I love retro stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna try to finish it. Why? I don't know. I'm kind of hooked on it. It's really strange.
We need to do a press X and review on it.
And I also have been playing the game. This is the reason that they push back God of War and Horizon. Don't let them fool you. I've been playing
I'm sure.
the potential game of the year, Kitten Squad.
Wait a minute.
You heard right, folks. Kitten Squad. No, I'm joking. I don't know. I was bored one night, and I was just searching through the store. They don't have demos marked as easily as they did in the previous store. But I was scrolling through free to play stuff, and I came across Kitten Squad. I looked at the gameplay. I was like, I'll give it a try. And I load up the splash screen, and apparently this game is sponsored by PETA, the People for Ethical Treatment of Animals. Yep, that trash.
Do they know that the kitten has a gun?
He's shooting like carrots and shit and tomatoes and other
It's
little
like trash, dude. Come on, get out of here.
accoutrements. Yeah, but it's a twin stick shooter. And
Interesting.
like one of them, like you're rescuing a whale from captivity. Another one, you're saving the sheep from getting their wool sheared off of them. Just
okay, well, as a game,
as a game, it has a solid. I'd say it's like barely below average gameplay.
Interesting.
The story is super pandering and cheesy though. It's you might as well just throw blood on somebody wearing fur. It's that type of game where they want you to feel bad about animals, being in the system.
I see.
I may be done playing it. I don't know.
Sean,
they push back Ken on me. What the fuck? What
I'm gonna do now.
I was gonna say, yeah, Sean, this is how you're in a game and drop, my guy.
You know what? No. I'm gonna go back and finish Breath of the Wild probably before Part 2 comes out. I never finished that.
Okay. I think that might be a better use of your time than Kitten Squad. Maybe. I might have to try Kitten Squad and figure out if that's accurate.
Hey man, it's free.
Hey, if it's got an easy, does it have a platinum trophy?
It's all bronze, Avery. It's all bronze. They're easy to get.
Then they don't know what they're doing then. Like you release a free game to talk about the ethical treatment of animals and stuff, and you don't put a fucking platinum trophy in it.
Yeah,
come on, son.
It's like 12. It's
Good
like
question.
12 bronze. What's the moves that's in there? Strange.
Ugh. I can't flex a fucking 12 bronze trophies. This isn't an Xbox gamer score.
Hey, watch your mouth. I don't care about it. It's fine.
Speaking of games, Avery, what you been playing?
I've been playing nothing but watching Valorant. That's all I've been doing this week. I haven't been working, so I've had a full week to free time, and I wanted to I wanted to play games, and I played games that like I've already talked about in the show and had nothing to really add. But all I've been watching is fucking Valorant. And shout out to your boy Dre, who I'm just gonna say by his name you can tell what type of dude he is. And so shout out to you being one of the only black dudes in Valorant at a high level.
Okay, that's what's up.
That's good.
That's what's up.
At first I was like really annoyed that he called himself your boy Dre, but after a while I'm like, you know what? It works.
I dig it. All right, Jordan, what you been playing?
I've been getting through Death's Door because it's a game that I can't put down for too long because I am not used to games without maps, and I don't have the best memory. So I will get lost. I will have to probably refer to a YouTube video to find certain locations.
Or Prima Games.
It's I did beat
game packs.
Good. But I did beat one of the first bosses, this crazy witch person that turns people into some ceramic ware pottery. One thing I wish the game would do better is the dodging system. I think the dodging system's a little different. But I do like the expansion of projectiles, I just unlocked fire. And the boss fight wasn't like it was a good mix of challenge and ease, so it didn't feel like I did feel successful after beating them. Like this wasn't like like a Dark Souls level, fucking 2 hits you're dead type thing. But I mean it was 4 hits. But it was easy to understand. And what I am seeing is, depending on your setup, you do have some abilities that are more effective to bosses as compared to others, or enemies as compared to others. So, but it's not explicitly said that. You kind of have to toy around with your inventory of tips and skills and whatever. But one thing, if it doesn't, what it should win is music. I'm loving the music. The music is
really
very good. I mean, of course, it's like it's a bit tight in terms of a loop, but yeah, the music of this game is very good, very good. I've also been playing UFC 4. The last time we talked about it, I was about to fight the bantamweight champion of UFC, beat their ass. That wasn't the end of it, so it keeps going. You have to defend your title, and there is a section within your character profile that is labeled GOAT status. So there's various challenges you have to beat to become the quote-unquote GOAT of the UFC. Like defending your belt 11 times, how many pay-per-views, how many followers you have, money in the bank, consecutive fights and stuff like that. But one thing I noticed at every fight was there was a longevity meter. And my character is now in their 30s. There was a time when Shorty could knock a fucker out in the first round. That ain't happening anymore. I'm knocking him out in the second round. And after each round, I'm noticing more and more percentage points given to my decrease in longevity. Now, I kind of laugh like, she's 30. You get 30, your body starts falling apart. Lo and behold, today, when I was at the supermarket, getting some supplies, I'm about to have a little get-together this evening, got myself a 35-can Sprite. No problem putting it on the cart, but when I tried to retrieve it to scan it, my back exploded in the middle of the line. Thank goodness I had a face mask on because I could not even describe the types of faces I was making. And it was a very, very gentle walk back to my car. So sometimes you can leave a fight fucked up, as in your attributes will be impacted. Like you'll lose points and have to spend skill points into building back up. Like whether like the quote unquote body health, chin health, which is like your head, leg health. Like shit can get reduced. Yeah. So at a time when my points were going to improving my fighter, now they're fucking sewing Shorty back together so I can get the gold status. But yeah, one thing UFC 4 has is presentation. I mean, I like the gameplay is great. If you like fighting games, like this is a simulation fighting game, very fun. Even for people that don't like fighting games, I don't fuck around fighting games at all. But the UFC series is very fun. I highly recommend just giving the early versions a shot before the next one comes out.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll see if Gina the Solo Anderson. Oh yeah, she'll probably be once I get ghost status for her, I'm probably done with that game for now. And then I played The Ascent, which came out on Game Pass this week.
Yeah.
I think next to Ratchet and Clank in terms of particle physics, this game does them very well. In terms of volumetric atmosphere and stuff like that, the game is very beautiful. Character designs aren't too great. A little on the muddy plastic side of things, but you're pulled out so far that you're not gonna, it's like it should be too much of a gripe. But I'm still trying to wait for that hook. The gameplay is fine. Maybe it's more fun with people, but I'm just kind of like shooting at these enemies and collecting stuff and crafting stuff, and I'm trying to find out, when it really starts going. And I did hear like there was a mid to late game grind to worry about. So I play RPGs fairly methodically, so I'd imagine I, level my character enough to be successful in the end. But yeah, we'll see how the Ascent goes. I'm enjoying it so far. I mean, I think it's a fine Game Pass addition, and I think it should hold me over until Psychonauts 2 comes out.
Okay. All right, and I will finish this off with a couple of things. First up, as I was talking about last week, Gundam being Gundam, they finally released their third anniversary event, Shindig, and it's huge. They're giving away free coins. They're giving away free mobile suits. And I just checked the PlayStation Store website just cause I was actually checking it for UFC. But I just scrolled down and I see Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operations 2 there on the second line. So shout out to them making it to the PlayStation Store front page. But
I gotta go re-download.
Yeah, you should. Maybe you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. You know what? I ain't gonna fake. Don't do it. But for those who follow Gundam, they have officially entered the Char's counterattack era of Gundam. So that's New Gundam and Sazabi. So New Gundam came out. It's a giant suit. It's literally like maybe a Gundam and a half in terms of its size. So when it crouches, it's the same size as Gundam standing. It's a weird thing, but it's kind of funny to play as because it's just like a giant thing. Anyways, that's Gundam. Gundam is cool. Gundam is great. I gotta do my dailies. The second game I'm playing, as I said before, Genshin Impact. I'm actually digging into the story now because they are in an event. And there's about 16 days left in the event, and you can get a free character in the event. So I'm trying to get through the story to the point where I can actually participate in the event to get the free character, because apparently she's a dope-ass character, and she does lightning stuff, and she has a full counter thing, and it's pretty powerful and pretty dope. In terms of the story, I am actually having a fun time with the story, and it's weird because I don't know exactly why I just stopped playing the story and I was trying to focus on the characters. I don't remember exactly why I, did that. But coming back to the story, I am having a good time just listening to the dialogue, and because everything is voiced. Everything's voiced. Just about everything is voiced. And they have some funny jokes. They have some mature humor. And it's just a good free time for people who just want to sit back and just play something. You know what, John? Did you try Genshin Impact or no?
Yeah, we played it together. I didn't re-download it. I was curious as to why the hell you were playing it again, but whatever.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I'm having a good time with that. The last thing isn't necessarily a game that I played. It's kind of a thing that I had a thought about, because thinking of Avery, I've been watching Tekken Evo stuff on YouTube, and I am having a ball. So much so, I'm kind of thinking about. I think I have Tekken 7 physical. I'm kind of thinking about like putting that back in the PS5 and seeing what that's like right now. But having a good time with that. It's fun watching people at the upper echelons play. And shout out to iMusician. He's a Yoshimitsu player, and I've
Me too.
watched, yeah, I've watched like maybe 7 of his fights videos, and each of them is just like, this is amazing. This is literally art. This is art in Tekken. Something that I have never achieved, and this guy is a monster.
Is
Yeah.
Yoshimitsu, he's Tekken and Soul Calibur? Is he in any other fighting games or just those two?
No, he came from Tekken. He
Okay.
came from Tekken and Soul Calibur because they're also Namco at the time. They were Namco.
They're also in the same universe.
Yeah. Wait, Soul Calibur and Tekken are in the same universe?
Yeah.
Oh,
That just got my
Okay,
mind
so
blown.
what's it? Kasumi Mishima, right?
yeah.
Kazuya's wife.
Yes.
She shows up in one of the Tekken games, possessed by like some sort of monstrous force.
Yeah.
That same monstrous force is, I think, Zwei from Soul Calibur 5. It's the same force that he controls.
Oh.
Okay.
That's wild.
And then there's like, it's one of those things where like they're connected in a way that they never really like intersect, but they share design elements and like world details. Like I'm pretty sure this isn't the same Yoshimitsu. The Yoshimitsu from Tekken isn't the same Yoshimitsu from Soul Calibur, but his like lineage is descended from that Yoshimitsu.
So we're not
not just like, oh, we're just going to repeat the same character twice. It's
it's a different Yoshimitsu, but same.
We're not gonna see the Soul Edge in the lobby of the Zaibatsu headquarters, Ari. Because that would be very fun.
That would actually be a pretty cool shout out. But yeah, like that's a cool thing, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to do it. But like, I also wouldn't want there to be a Tekken / Soul Calibur game, only because they function very differently. I think there's not much overlap in the games in terms of the finer gameplay mechanics and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's really cool. I did not know that. Now, with that being learned by myself, I think that is the end of the cast. So we hope you enjoyed this episode as much as you enjoyed making it. Don't forget to rate and review on your favorite podcasting apps and your favorite YouTube channel. Wink. In case you missed any of this, you can find all the details and more on our website at pressx2start.com. Until next episode, I completely forgot about the Annapurna stuff.
Oh, you want to do that quick?
I mean, I didn't watch it. Did you watch it?
Okay. Yes, I watched it. I can tell you that Annapurna continues to make very thoughtful and interesting games in an era where people aren't making those. That being said, the highlight for me was Stray, which I was not expecting it to be a, like, to quote Blessing Out of Your Jr. from Kind of Funny, it's Last of Us, but you're a cat.
Oh, interesting. Oh, is that how it's turning out to be? Yeah. All right. Well, that's our quick Annapurna hit. There you go. As I was saying, in case you missed anything, you can find all the details and more on the website at pressx2start.com. Until next week, when we'll be talking about more gaming news, hopefully not Activision and Blizzard. Take care, be safe, be kind, be nice, wash your hands, and wash your butt. In that order. Jesus Christ. Actually, no, in the other order, because you want to wash your hands before you shake it. Do it. You know what you do. You're all adults. Peace.
Got one.